Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time BAXTER STOCKMAN. This is one of their better releases. It's a really strong release. There's a couple things that bug me about it, and I know a couple of you have pointed things out to me. I'm not so sure those are valid, but we'll talk about all of that. There's a lot to talk about here, so let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands roughly, let's say 15.5 centimeters. That's going to make him pretty close to, and just about 6 inches, not counting a little bit of poof for his hair. So scaling seems good. And as far as the aesthetic goes, it's the usual arcade style from NECA. We have a lot of the pixelation. It's pretty good. I do wish that well, I was going to say I don't like when they have like pixels going in different directions that don't line up with each other, but I think that's being a bit too harsh on an action figure with the pixelation. It is true though that the pixels should all be square to each other, but hey, we'll let it slide. Okay, let's go ahead and get into a question of the day. The question of the day. We're only going to do one. Did you play Turtles in Time? And how awesome was it? I guess it was 2 questions, wasn't it? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this guy. Aesthetically speaking, he's a very saturated figure. The neon green on his skin really sets it off. The gray and white is all very clean. The purple patterning is really nice. The bow tie is good. The square pupils works. The pink for his skin is also very good. The purple shading on there, also very good. The wings are a nice translucent pink. And then we have more pink back here. It's all in all a really excellent looking figure. People have complained that he looks too skinny. Yeah, I guess in the sprite his pants were baggier, his legs were thicker, and that his wings are too small. Maybe they could be like out to here just a little bit longer, but I don't think those are really necessary criticisms. Like, we're talking about a sprite from a game 20 years ago, 30 years ago now, maybe even more, I don't remember. I think this is close enough, and what is there is accurate. It's just not perfectly accurate, so I'm perfectly okay with it. I think it's fine. I think it looks really good. It's super bright and saturated. It's going to look good on a shelf. I think it looks great, so I'm going to give it an... Because those are maybe valid criticisms, I'm going to only go 8 out of 10, but it does look really... Oh, also his hair's not poofy enough. He had very poofy hair. So yeah, 8 out of 10. It's still really good looking, but those things could be improved upon. I think that's fair. Alright, as far as accessories go, we have the 2 open hands that come on them in the package. Then we have 2 fist hands and 2 gripping hands, which are technically gun holding hands because we do get his pistols. Well, one's a pistol and one is technically also a pistol, but it's a little bit bigger. And anyway, we get those, and then we also get the big grabby hand that he did in the game, which is awesome. This is a super heavy accessory. The hand is articulated on a ball joint, and you have a little display stand to help hold that up. But it will fit around a turtle, so that's pretty cool. Then the last thing we get is this display stand right here, which I want to talk about because I thought it was awesome when I first opened up the package. We have this big base. We have this mechanism here to let the stand be taller or shorter. Now it is a little bit clumsy and cumbersome. It's going to take up a lot of space on the shelf, but I thought that's okay. It's going to work. We have the 2 hinged uprights, so that's okay. You can't rotate this though, which is understandable. You can just rotate the whole thing. You can rotate this, and you can rotate this, of course. But this piece up here, there's 2 things that are wrong with it. The first thing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this properly because it's acrylic and it's going to be hard to show. Can we focus on that? Maybe not. Hard to say if you're going to be able to tell. So it's a hexagon, okay? And so we have a point at the top and at the bottom. And then we have 3 sides going around either way. So it's flat on the sides. It's flat on the sides of the hexagon, and then it's pointy at the top. And on this, it's the other way around. It's flat on the top and bottom and pointy on the sides. So when you put this on, it's always at an angle. You cannot put it on straight unless you put it on this way straight. So it's straight up and down, but no matter how you do it, it's at an angle for the horizontal position. And since it's a claw, which would be grabbing around the waist, you cannot do it straight. I don't know how that oversight was made. That's just wrong. That's not good. You can never make it straight. And then the other thing that's definitely not good about this, you have this little lever on here, so that's fine, and that helps you to articulate the jaw, but only one part is hinged. This part stays, so it's always going to grab off to the side. So no matter what you do, it's going to be crooked, and the figure's going to be off to one side. That's a really strange design. And I don't see why nope, shouldn't be that way. Flat out shouldn't be that way. It's cool that they included a stand. I love NECA for doing stuff like that. but I can't just say it's good because it's crooked and off to the side, so that's kind of a bummer. But accessory-wise, it's still a good batch of accessories. 9 out of 10, but that claw is all kinds of messed up. Have to say it. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. The head is on a ball peg, so it moves around fairly well on top of the neck. The hinge, or the jaw. The jaw is hinged, so you can open his mouth. That's really cool. Then we have a swivel hinge down here at the neck, so he can look all the way down if you want him to, or he can look up farther, and of course you can rotate it to the side if you want to do that. So that's nice. The wings are hinged. They have swivel hinges also, so they can hinge and go up and down that way. And then the arms, or whatever you want to call these, have swivel hinges on them also. So that's pretty good. Shoulders have your standard... Uh-oh. I was just very tight. I thought it was stuck. Shoulders have your standard swivel, so that's good. No issues there. Can it raise the arm? Yeah, not quite horizontal, but that's pretty good. We have no bicep swivel up here, but this will obviously be a swivel here and here for our double jointed elbow, which is still the ugliest way to do an elbow as far as I'm concerned. But for figures like this, it's well enough hidden by the clothes that it's fine. It's just super duper ugly still. Like, it doesn't need to be that way, but it works, and you get your swivel out of it, so that's fine. It's okay. I wish they would stop doing that altogether. Hopefully they're working in that direction. It seems like they might be since they replaced it on Casey Jones. But for clothes figures, I'll allow it. It's okay. For the wrist, you have a swivel and a hinge. For the gun hands, for all the hands, it's a horizontal hinge. The gun hands should have a vertical hinge. For the torso, this is soft in here. I don't know what's going on underneath. It feels like it's just a ball peg. And that's what it seems like. I still can't see, but it looks like it might be a ball peg. So not a ton of range, but it is there. You'll get your waist twist. For the hips, it's ball sockets. And they're too loose. They're definitely too loose. Luckily, he's going to be in a flight pose and not needing to stand on his feet because they are very loose and they have very limited range. And if you go too far forward, you're going to be splitting his pant paint. So don't go farther than that or it's going to split the paint and have cracks. Out to the side, same thing, very limited range. Terrible hips, terrible hips. So it's going to be hard to even get him in the proper pose for a flight pose because you can't bring his legs forward far enough. You do get a thigh swivel though, double jointed knee. I say it's going to be hard. It's going to be virtually impossible without messing up those pants. So the knee doesn't want to go. There we go. All right. We have the knee. That works perfectly fine. No problems there. A little bit stuck, but not too bad. The leg is all one piece, so there's no rotation in there. But the ankle does go all the way back and all the way forward, and you get a solid rocker. So that's good. But yeah, those hips are going to screw up posability on this guy a lot. That's a bummer. Big bummer. Otherwise, it's pretty darn good. Useful, no problems with anything else, really. But those hips are really bad. You can trim that out if you want to, and then you'll be able to pose him just fine. But we still have loose sockets. So that's definitely not great. Articulation rating is going to be good overall, but hips are crappy, so I'm going to go 7. Hips definitely restrict posability too much. It's going to be hard to put him in any good posing without being able to pose the hips. They kind of control the rest of the lower legs, or the rest of the lower body, so that blows. That being said, the figure does come with really good accessories short of that display stand, which you're going to have to replace with something else, I guess. Or let the little one that holds up his arm thing hold him up a little bit as he's leaning against it, kind of. So yeah, that kind of blows, and then the hips kind of blow. But everything else is awesome, so it's going to average out to a 7 out of 10. It's an excellent looking release, for sure. But those issues with that stand and with his hips not working, it's going to be problematic. You're not going to be able to pose him or balance him well, or even put him in the right flight pose. So definitely some limitations, unfortunately, but otherwise pretty good. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down and let me know why in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.